Patrick?
I'm here. We're all here. Technical difficulties are part of live streams, so apologies to our 4 viewers who are watching us right now. Welcome to the premiere Kids Comics United Lunch and Learn live stream Laissez-faire. Hi, Janna. Welcome to your
Hi.
live stream.
So since we specifically decided to do this live stream so that we could make every mistake possible, can you tell me what just happened? It looked like there was a video that kept being on a loop.
Okay, so there was a little bit of a lag time from when I pressed it and when I could see it. So normally I have another computer where I could see our live streams, but I didn't have a chance to set that up. So I was pressing it a couple of times, waiting to see it. But as a result, everybody else was probably seeing that the connection happen. Look at this. We already have a comment. Just wanted to. Hi, Jay. Did you see that? So.
So can I ask you, how do I know who is here watching?
I'm not sure if you're signed on as a guest, so I don't know if you can see at the very top of the screen, there's a little red box that says we've been live for 2 minutes now. And then right next to it, it has a little like eyeball icon.
I don't have that, so it must be only the host.
Right. So yeah, there's a few things that I can set up I have a bunch of fun stuff that I've set up previously, right? Like that recording that we tried. I want to just try it one more time. I want to try it one more time, but I'll get to that in a second. You see, like I haven't done this in about a month and a half, and I'm already so out of practice.
Okay, so how do I see the other guests? Or only you can tell who are the official guests here on this live stream?
I think so. See, that's the interesting thing. I've only ever been a guest once on StreamYard, and I've just been learning as I go. So I can see like a whole array of icons, right, that show who's in the green room. But I think unlike Zoom, right, anyone else can only see what's presented on the screen.
Okay. Did you have an official intro, Patrick? Sorry, did I just jump in way before?
No. My official intro was just a casual welcome, and then let's see if I can get that video. This was our official intro.
Okay. It was really short, right?
Yeah, and then so everything else is a bunch of fun little widgets that we've created, and we can add as we like.
So maybe we should make an official intro, since this live stream is going to be, the replay is going to be available on Kids Comics Unite, right?
Well, that's an interesting thing. The replay will be available on YouTube, and then we'll be free to link it.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Yes, on YouTube.
As we like.
So maybe we should say that this is you and me are members of Kids Comics Unite, which is a platform for comics creators who are focusing on content for kids and teens. And we belong to the studio program, which is the VIP premium version of Kids Comics Unite. And we're testing live streaming in this event because we've never done it before.
Yes, exactly. Right. Part of the mission of Kids Comics Studio is to support our creators, right? And we're trying everything possible to make that happen. And so including a live stream is just one of the ways that we want to support our community, right? And so,
oh my gosh, now I see comments. Yay, this is awesome.
Did you see the little sidebar
yeah, now I have to figure out how to work this.
So the software that I'm using is called StreamYard, right? I'm just answering the question that Bots and Paint asked below. So StreamYard, you can use it for free. It's an online subscription service. However, if you do use it for free, they will add their logo to the top corner for every stream cast that you host. However, if you pay a modest subscription fee and it's tiered, then you have the option to add your own logos, like that one that I just added. Oh, where is it? Up there, the top corner, right? So that little Kids Comics Unite logo. If I wasn't subscribed to StreamYard, that would be their logo. But because I'm subscribed, we could do all sorts of fun things in that corner.
Can I ask you, Patrick, am I allowed to make comments in the chat?
Well, there's comments and there's chats, right? We have a private chat feature that allows people who are in the green room and in on the stream, we could talk to each other. And then there's a comments section which allows us to comment to people who are like watching our live stream on YouTube. Our 8 viewers that we have right now, and we have 1 like on Facebook. Just thought you'd appreciate.
Yeah, I was actually trying to reply to some of the comments, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I am not sure why that is. Maybe you'd have to like be on YouTube. But like I said, these live things. Excuse me, what was that?
You have to log into StreamYard in order to be able to reply to comments.
No, you should. I mean, let's see. Do you have a comments column running along the side?
Yeah, but when I click in it, it won't let me type.
I wonder if you have to like log into your YouTube channel or something to be able to use your YouTube identity or your Facebook identity. That's going to be some interesting questions. Like I can type, I can write a comment, but
it's because I'm not signed in. I'm going to try signing in or creating an account right at this very moment.
Yeah, let's see how that works. We've got a bunch of fun comments. This is all, oh, look at that. We have 9 viewers. That's so exciting. This is on my Comics Foo show, the other live stream show that I've been doing this year. We've probably maxed out at about a dozen viewers, and that's like feeding out to about 8 channels. And it turns out actually my co-host from the Comics Foo show is also watching us. So what's up, Curtis? So glad you could join us. That's very cool. And then we have let's see, we have a few others. Yeah, the comments are rolling in. So I could just sit here and click these and comment. This is like a common practice with live streams, right? People will just reply comments.
I guess it says I can only wait. Oh, I can only, Roger, now I see you said I can only comment from YouTube. Okay. So then I have to find the YouTube link. So I could simultaneously be talking on StreamYard and then replying on YouTube.
Right. Make sure to mute the YouTube stream so that we don't get those echoes, which I'm renowned for, by the way.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can do that. You don't have to wait for me, Patrick.
Okay. I'm just going through these comments. Yes, there's a time delay. It's funny. Sometimes I'll have my StreamYard on multiple computers, right? So the computer that I'm using, and then sometimes I'll have a second computer that I'm going to do artwork or screen sharing with. And I have to keep all of that extra stuff muted. But sometimes I'll see that time delay out of the corner of my eye, and it'll create some crazy cognitive dissonance. Just trying to figure out where things are. Okay, I'm going to stop pressing buttons, and I'll trust Sarah to press buttons because I think we're going to start pressing buttons at exactly the same time. Which if Curtis is still in the stream, he could comment on how this is a habit that I've developed. I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one, but if it was a shootout, it'd be great, right? Because we'd be playing the trigger at the same time.
So, okay, so I told you I had 3 topics I was super duper excited to talk about. Should I say what they are?
Yeah, let's
all right.
Let's go for it.
So number 1, Patrick, why are you so excited about live streaming, and why are you pushing it and encouraging us to give this a try? So I want to know about that. And then the second topic is this hard, what we're doing right now? What sort of technical stuff do we need to know?
I'll answer the second one first. It's not really that hard if you're willing to like make mistakes publicly, right? Like if you're willing to just acknowledge that this is live, it's not scripted, and sometimes I'll press the wrong button or show the wrong graphic. Nothing terrible, but I'll show you an example of like, I might be talking with you and I might press this graphic, which is, what good is that? It's across our faces, right? When I should be pressing this graphic, which shows up below, right? So those are little things like that I've taught myself to just not worry about. All of the numerous Zoom calls that I've been on through Kids Comic Studio has really gotten me over a lot of my trepidations about how my accent, my how I speak, my tendency to speak with my hands.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that I think that the camera for this StreamYard is reversed from Zoom, because I look different to myself now than I do on Zoom.
I remember reading can I give you a really weird tangent of some article I read that talked about the reason people hate the photos on their licenses is because it shows them how they look like rather than the mirror image that we are all accustomed with seeing.
Okay.
And so that 100, and I know that Zoom offers you to mirror your image so that you see yourself the way you see yourself in a mirror.
So what I normally see on Zoom, is that a mirror image, or is that the way I really am?
It depends on your settings. I remember that there was a setting where it just shows you the camera's view or it shows you a mirror view.
Okay, so I'm going to do an experiment here. I want to see if I hold up some text, is it going to be backwards? No, it's correct. Okay, so this is okay. So this is what I really look like, I guess, and it's really weird to me.
Well, you look great, Janna. So
it's so funny because Patrick, you and I obviously do a lot of video and recordings and stuff like that. And the truth is that, just like everybody else out there, I hate watching myself and I hate my voice. Everything. Like, I'll do it, and then if I have to watch it after, I'm just like, oh no.
I was, my very first podcast experience was with was no surprise with a Kung Fu master. Her name is Sifu Mimi Chan, and she's got a really formidable podcast that's like political, cultural, a bunch of stuff. But this was back during the Game of Thrones craze, and so she had me on as a Game of Thrones expert because I'm such a nerd, and we was just talking about like the show, but also talking about fantasy in general. And oh man, I forced myself to listen, and I counted. I think I did like 105 uhs, like in between words, the ums and ahs, and I just could not get over how many times I kept saying this and that. And oh man, that was a tough one to listen to, but it's a process, I suppose.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Speaking of fantasy, I've just been reading. Sorry, this is going to be real, like all over the place. I've been reading Diana Wynne Jones. Do you guys know Diana Wynne Jones? People here in the chat. Do you, Patrick?
The name sounds really familiar. I think I've seen her name before, but I haven't.
Yeah, she's she passed away, but was a British writer, and she wrote Howl's Moving Castle, the Ghibli movie. But I started reading like her older or some of her other books, and wow, she's such a good writer. Oh my God, I love the books. I've been like on a total binge. So since you're a fantasy nerd like me, I'm recommending it.
Oh, that's awesome. I remember the name because I was watching one of the things I like to do on YouTube is watch videos that I like to watch BookTube, right? Videos of people who talk about books. And that's where the name most recently came up in terms of female fantasy writers.
Okay. Should we bring on the other people?
Sure. I meant to answer you. I never got around to answering your first question though, which was why streaming is because it's so much easier to do a live stream than to edit video.
Because editing video takes you down that perfectionist path, maybe, or
that you can lose so much time just going like zooming closer and closer and closer and trying to get rid of those ums and ahs that show up. And I remember like we've been talking about crowdfunding too, right? So during my first crowdfunding campaign, I was producing a highly edited video a week, and it was taking me so much time. They would turn out to be pretty. I was proud of the work that I did, right? They were cool interviews with really impressive kung fu masters. Again, the martial arts thing. But I would spend so much time just up late getting the video part done so that I could just, share it on social media, and then it would be gone. That was it. Like, all of this time for just this one little moment, to share and to put that through the feeds. Whereas live streaming is the opposite, right? Because you could spend a lot of time promoting when you're going to, like the time before the live stream is when you're doing the social stuff. And then you don't have to edit it. So you have the live stream event, and then you have the replay available, which you could then download and edit if you want. But just in terms of during a crowdfunding campaign, it just took off this huge chunk of workload and just made it so much easier to just, set the schedule, do the live campaign, and then just go forward.
That makes sense.
It's worked so far. So now that we're on the topic of crowdfunding, I suppose we could start with why we're here.
Can we bring everybody on? Everybody?
I believe we could. Let's give that a shot. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this a fun thing. So what I'll do is add our overlay.
Okay.
So that this way I can start bringing people in one shot, but no one's there until I do this, and it's like a Brady Bunch moment. Hi all.
Yay!
Hey.
So welcome to the live stream. Welcome to Kids Comic Studios' first live stream. You'll be happy to know that we are now at 11 live viewers. So that's pretty exciting. That number always fluctuates, but it's the little details that make this fun. We've got some more comments. We have one other person behind the scenes, which I will let her decide if she wants to be up on the screen as well. But in the meantime, let me see if there's oh yeah, look at that. A few more comments. I'm gonna stop pressing buttons, and instead I'll ask our guests here to do two things, right? Introduce themselves and then do a quick 1 or 2 minute like verbal elevator pitch of like their project, who they are, why they are, and what their project is about. So Janna, do you want to call on our first contestant?
All right. How about I'm going to go in reverse order from my screen. So Marie, you want to go first?
Okay. Hi, I'm Marie Ventura, and my pen name is Rowena Donrai. And the project that I'm working on for this crowdfunder event is a collaborative experiment that I've been working on with my friend Sarah Steinberg. She partnered with me on this as the illustrator. And if you don't mind, I could just practice reading our video script, and that has all the information in it. So it's a little okay. In a world jam-packed with mystery comes a comic book trilogy ready to take it on. And this is our character Ricky saying, "You can speculate, I'll investigate." And his kid sister Nikki saying, "Me too." So not all great minds work alike. Neurodiverse author-artist team Rowena Donrai and Sarah E. Steinberg know that's a feature, not a glitch. Their newest collaboration, The Adventures of Nikki and Ricky, Baffling Birds, Comics for Young Naturalists, aims to inspire kid readers to ask questions, think creatively, and observe the natural worlds around them. Sibling sleuths Nikki and Ricky Goddard are on a mission to solve nature's puzzles, finding clues in the wilds of their own suburban neighborhood. Analytical Ricky likes to focus on details. His kid sister Nikki uses all her senses to spot the big picture. Their problem-solving styles often clash, but when their minds meet, they work together to solve each mystery. Rowena and Sarah's Baffling Birds crowdfunder campaign takes flight July 6th and will open to your contributions the first week of August. Help fund the production of 3 40-page Nikki and Ricky comics and an interactive workbook designed to engage kids' curiosity, problem-solving skills, and love for the outdoors. Rewards include signed comics, custom portraits of your favorite kid investigators, a chance to appear in one of our comics, and of course, the Baffling Birds comic books. There's even a fun bonus. Join Nikki and Ricky's Summer Science Investigator Society to access free comic templates that will get your kids outside, looking at nature as a series of mysteries to be solved. In these fully illustrated printables, Nikki and Ricky demonstrate the basics of the scientific method and story structure, leaving plenty of room for kids to exercise their curiosity as they create their own science comics step by step. Don't forget to support Nikki and Ricky's Baffling Birds campaign starting July 6th. And that's our video, and thank you.
That was awesome, Marie.
All right, should we go to Roger next?
All right, so I'm Roger McMullen. I'm based out of Utah. I'm creating a kids comic book, and I'll just give you my quick pitch about that. So, or a graphic novel. So, once every 13 years, millions of cicadas fill the skies. Their screams are heard everywhere, and they are a fascinating, amazing event. So to celebrate that, I'm making Cicada Apocalypse, a kind of horror trope graphic novel about two squirrels who encounter the cicada apocalypse. And so as they are emerging, the cicadas are running away, and they learn lots about cicadas along the way. And so this immersive kind of, so this exciting graphic novel will kind of immerse you in the cicada world and also teach you lots of different things about the cicadas, while also following the story of these two squirrels, Faye and Cyrus. Ta-da! Thank you.
Did you have like a stopwatch for that? That was like
super short. No, I should have built my pitch better, but
no, that's the purpose of this, though. That's exactly. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling very frustrated that I cannot type in the chat because I want to make lots of comments.
The private chat is great. Like, try the private chat because then you can talk to at least us. And I just have YouTube open on another page, muted, like Patrick said. But anyway, thanks for hearing me out.
All right.
Well, we'll come back and go into detail for sure. So let's go with Carolyn next.
Okay, I'm Carolyn Conahan. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I have written and illustrated picture books before, and I draw comics and bugs for Cricket Magazine. And this is my first crowdfunder, and my project that I'm trying to fund is it's a mini comic, a story taken from inside a bigger story. It's a little story from inside a bigger story, and it's about which are all kind of related to stories. And it's called Little Mouse Feet, a story on little mouse feet. And it is, my pitch is something like from deep inside a dark fairy tale woods, Phoebe is on a quest to do her homework. She has to write a story, and she loves stories, but where do you start? She has no idea. What she does have is mice. The cabin in the woods is squeaking with mice. What is their problem? They seem to be all upset about. Are they trying to scare off the little cat she's brought in from the woods? And suddenly she wonders about that, and she's got her idea, and she's off chasing through the woods with truth of story with her cat and her mice. And suddenly there's a little witch house, and it's like running away, and and she has to keep her pencils sharp and her eraser handy if she wants to write her way to a happy and friendly ever after for everyone. So,
yay!
It's weird not being able to see anybody. I don't want to look at myself.
Oh yeah, it's all
That's so weird.
It's tricky. But we have one more, right? Kristen, bring us home with your elevator pitch.
Oh, hi. My name's Christian Nelson, and my pitch is to continue the story of The Goblin Knight. I had first book done. It's a 4 25-page comics. The pitch, basically, this was inspired by movies like Scenes in Labyrinth or Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent had her goons, little goblins, and the goblin, and in Labyrinth, the Goblin King had his little army of goblins. And they're all these little faceless goons who are usually pretty much abused by their evil overlords that they serve. So I just had an idea for a story. What if one of these so-called faceless minions sort of rose up and became a hero? And that's the story of the Goblin Knight. Bagra, this adorable little goblin girl. She, sorry, it's unexpected. That's my wife, my co-writer. She's adding props. Her kingdom's in a dire straits. She gets banished to the human kingdom, and in the world of goblins, things are always cruel. But she goes to the human kingdom. She hears about chivalry and the knight's oath. She falls in love with it because she's at heart a very good person, and she has 1 year to become a knight. So it's a fish out of water story. This goblin trying to become a knight. She has to learn to live with humans in a society she doesn't know anything about. It's about friendship. She makes friends with the humans, uncovering a mystery, preventing a war. So if you like things like Jim Henson movies, Don Bluth, Secret of Nim kind of style storytelling. So it's comedy, all ages. And you can see a lot more of the pages on my crowdfunder page, a little bit of the first book. So the crowdfunder is to get the second books finished and printed, and using extra money to get books 3 and 4. And I'm hoping to get some really cool prizes, original art, and some other ideas. If I reach my goal, I'll add even bigger prizes later. So that's my pitch. And I'm Toronto based, in case. And yeah, you can see some of my other artwork on Instagram. I think the link's there. Yeah. Okay, so that's my Instagram, and there'll be updates as I work on the comic and post art from my other books as well. Thank you very much.
Well, that was fun. I too have a book that I think I'm going to bring to crowdfunder. It's my 2020 middle grade chapter book titled Lucy Veloz, High Flying Princess. It's moderately bilingual, which is fun, and written by a friend of mine, author Alex Hernandez. And I worked on the illustrations in 2020, and we released it as a Kindle edition, but we're going to use crowdfunder as a platform to actually have soft covers and hard covers printed. So that'll be fun. And thankfully, it's a completely finished project. So all I have to do is just send the PDF out. I've learned my lesson, Janna. Oop.
Sorry, I muted myself. Because I did go to YouTube, and I'm attempting to figure out if there's a way I can be on the chat, but I haven't figured it out yet. But anyway, I would really love to hear from everybody here. How did this feel? Doing your pitch right now, at this moment, right here on our live stream.
Should have prepared more, but it was good.
Exciting. Got a little rush of adrenaline. I was nervous before. I hope I didn't rush through it too quickly, but yeah, it was nice. It was good to go last. Just get a little time to prepare myself. Thanks, Marie.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect and what this would be like, but it's not too bad. It's okay.
Carolyn?
I'm just glad to. I did practice, but then I got nervous and lost my place. But it's okay. Practicing will make me less nervous, and it's good to see other people. It's really good to see other people. I mean, we're all kind of work at home type people, so it's stretching the comfort zone here right now, right in front of you.
Wait, we're all.
This is it, folks.
Great way to spend the lunch break.
No, Carolyn, you're exactly correct. It is so much about breaking the comfort zone. You know, like my ability to act like you're all in my art studio. You know, you kind of all are, but it's also just because I've been practicing to be able to just treat these little tiny icons as though there are people sitting across the table from me, you know, at home. And it's kind of like a little bit of a self-hypnosis thing, I think. And, you know, I don't claim to be like the perfect host or anything. I've had many gaffes. And yes, I think we definitely could benefit from more puppets. But that said, I think practice is definitely one of the things that that'll just make it easier.
Oh no, what happened? Did Carolyn lose her connection?
Maybe she hit the stop cam instead of the mute button.
It's something.
Oh, she's back.
Oh.
They better let me right back in. So
All right.
Yes, I've got my second monitor up now, so I can kind of see from the corner of my eye that like lag. And what I'm realizing is that my laptop is particularly slow this morning, so it's not being as responsive to those button presses. But these are all the things that happen, right? Like it could be my laptop, or it could just be the internet connection, which is why I think once again, like because it's live, everyone's gonna be a little bit more forgiving. So you don't have, once again, if this was recorded for the sake of editing, right? We'd all be taking notes of like, okay, edit out this bit, edit out that bit. Let me re-record this again. And then once you re-record it, the circumstances might be different. So the audio might change. I mean, these are the things that I encountered when I was like cobbling together my crowdfunding, my first like Kickstarter video. Right. And I'm going to do a pickup. I said this poorly. Let me say it again. But then when I was editing, you know, I noticed that the levels were just off, or like, you know, this one word sounded weird because the circumstances were different. You know, that's stuff that just gets completely eliminated on a live stream, which is why, like, you know, with the Crucible, I'm encouraging folks to like, let's just record it in one shot. Let's just record your script and do your pitch in one take. And then do that a bunch of times rather than like, you know, an elaborate production of a video that includes voiceovers and stuff like that, which can happen after the fact.
Although I do feel like, I think it was you, Roger, who said that you realized planning or practicing would have been a good idea. I was thinking as we were doing these live stream pitches that another thing that would have been good is if we had gotten slides of your actual work so that while you were talking, we could have shown a picture of it. And that's why I suggested, or Patrick and I both agreed that we should do this live stream as a just to test. Just let's make every single mistake. Let's try to make mistakes today because it'll help us, do it better next time. So do you guys have any other thoughts on things that you think like, oh, if I do this again, I'm going to do this?
I saw there was like a present button, so I'm not sure if while we're doing that, we could like show a web page.
Why don't you give it a try, Kristen?
Okay, so actually, just gonna share screen. Oh, okay, so you can share slides or videos. I'm gonna share my screen. Sharing is easier to sorry.
Yeah, there's three things you can share. The cool thing with StreamYard, you can share your screen, or if you're using this is the reason why I recommend everyone use Google Chrome. You can share a tab, right? So you can have StreamYard in one tab. You can have your crowdfunder page on a second tab, and you could just like share that tab. Ready? Whenever you're ready, just take it away.
Oh, I hit the sharing button, so it looks like I'm sharing. This was my crowdfunder page. Is it?
It's
not sharing to us yet, so I don't know if
it
it's
hasn't
override or
sharing this tab to StreamYard.com.
Yes.
Oh, you see? Oh, okay. I had to hit stop. Okay. All right. So there it is. So that's just the link. That's my first cover of the book and the second cover that's in progress. I'm gonna hit stop sharing now. Okay, so it works. So next time. And there's a slideshow option as well for next time.
Where's that show up on the
under present?
Okay.
Bottom.
And then you can present audio file.
Oh,
or
right.
slideshow.
Okay. There it is.
Why don't each of you quickly test it? Carolyn, you want to try test? Do you have your page?
Yeah, I do.
Page?
Yeah, I have never used StreamYard. This is pretty slick, Patrick. It's
I have to.
Not quite as intuitive as Zoom, but obviously it integrates with like all the chat features. And also I love that there's like the backroom private chat.
Really nice. Is this?
I'm finding
this is not Chrome. This is.
It should still work in Firefox.
I actually find this a little bit easier than Zoom. Actually, it's a little bit cleaner setup.
But now
there's a little button when you're sharing on the side, and it says like go back to the presenting one, and it might open it up there.
Did you?
So we've got Barney.
There. Okay. All right. Is that working?
Not yet. Oh,
okay.
yes.
There we go. There you go.
Yes.
Success.
Okay, so what we're finding out is that when a guest, because I'm an admin and I share the screen, it just pops automatically. But when a guest shares the screen, one of our producers has to bring it up to the actual, presentation.
Okay. So did it work? It worked.
It worked.
That cover art looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually, you could.
How do I go back?
Roll around a little bit. Let us see a little bit more.
Well, I was trying to. There we go. I did some work. Oops, where did it go?
Yeah.
So.
We don't.
Oh, yeah, this
don't
is
see it anymore. Is it Sarah helping that? We don't see your screen anymore, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
If Sarah has to re-enable that or something, or someone.
You might have to reshare.
Okay, I can try again. Oops. I've never used this before, so okay.
All right.
I need to.
Here it is.
That was it.
Oops.
It's cooking.
I was trying to get it so it would just show just the.
I think you can scroll. Yeah.
Is it? Can you see it?
Yeah. We see you scrolling down.
Got it.
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
cat, the tail.
I know the artwork is so adorable.
Yeah, I love.
I'm working on. Oh, let's see. There we go. I did do tiny little, I started to do, here's my tiny little GIF.
Hey,
That's
fancy.
fantastic. You've made great progress.
I wish it was longer, I bet. But that was made in Photoshop, just a tiny little thing. So, okay.
Awesome.
That is awesome. Yay! Congrats.
Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Carolyn, you're making great progress, so keep at it. I peeked at your page, I think yesterday or the day before, and no, I had to have been last night.
Well, this is off topic, but I have a lot of work for my day job. It's their 50th anniversary this year, and it's been a lot of stuff piled up. So work. Work is good. We like work. But yeah, learning.
Well, let me answer a few chat questions. Barney, I'm not sure what the streaming banners are unless they're like this sort of thing, or if they're the kinds that function like a ticker tape, which this can do, which is cool, but we would need a long banner. We've got a few more comments I'm excited to share.
So should we go? I'd love to see really quickly Roger and Marie's.
For sure. Let's do it, Roger.
All right.
If you can share, just
boom. All right. Ta-da-da-da! Cicada Apocalypse. All right, so here we go. So this is 30 pages from the graphic novel. That will be ready by the end of this campaign, and the rest of it is coming out next year, spring of 2024. So, oh, there we go. Sorry. And so it tells a little bit about the project. Here's your rewards. There's the actual thing. I also have a previous, also cicada-related thing for sale. Tells a little bit about me and my nerdy cicada obsession. And then you can also buy a 3D printable, and then just random throwing money at me. Make cicada cupcakes and other cicada nerdy things. Again, here we are doing it. Anyway, so yeah, here's pages from the actual book. And here's where the cicadas will hit next year. So there's a little bit of details about that. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. Let me see.
So I recall that cicadas hibernate for like 12 years at a time or something. Did you time the release of this book with their hibernation cycle?
I did, and I wish I had more time. But yes, so there's actually different broods depending on where you are located. So they emerged. So 2 years ago, they were it's 17-year cicadas in DC area, and there's a couple other buckets. And then yes, next year is the release of like the Chicago and other area, another big brood or 2 broods, but they're the 13-year cicadas. So anyway, there's lots of the nitty gritty. There is a bunch of facts and back matter to the thing, but don't want to delve too deep and do my nerdy chortle too much. So.
Well, no, I appreciate it because I was in a similar situation with my book in that I had to time its release with like the Lunar New Year and the whole Year of the Tiger themed book. So I can sympathize with that fixed date, you know.
Yes. It's a very hard date. So it's like, oh no. But yeah, it's good.
Deadlines get things done. Marie, speaking of deadlines, let's have a view of your page.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it with the share screen thing. Select Windows or screen. It's showing me my Word documents. I don't know why.
Do you have your crowdfunder page like pulled up?
Yeah, I do. But instead of showing me my my tabs on the internet, it's showing me my actual documents that I have on Word.
when you present, there's an option to present screen or share tab. Let me see if I can remember.
There's slides, video file, and share screen. You want to do the share screen, bottom one?
Screen icon in your address bar to allow access. It says allowed.
I think there's one more button you have on the top when it says if it says it's presenting or sharing. It's funny you were saying about deadlines. This is actually the 30th anniversary of Labyrinth. I just found out. I was like, oh, this book was sort of inspired by it has a Goblin King, and the village was very much inspired by the Goblin Village in the movie.
If I show entire screen, would I be able to hit tabs?
You should be able to when you, yes. Let's see. You would share screen.
It says I'm sharing.
I think I see
it.
There we go. That works.
There we go. We're here.
Okay. So I have to share my entire screen in order to share a tab. Now I can't see me or anything. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you. You're good.
Okay.
So, and we can see you too. So,
yeah. So here's our crowdfunder page, and here's Nikki and Ricky saying, "You can speculate. I'll investigate." And some of our featured rewards, like our perks. Like you can be a character in there, or you can make your own comic book by using our special free worksheets. And here's some of the projected covers. Sarah's still working on the third one in particular, so that's going to be a reveal later on. And some descriptions of the 3 books that we're working on. The third one is a stretch goal. We'll be able to do that one if we make our goal. Otherwise, we're doing the 2 and the workbook, which collects all the worksheets together. Here's a little bit about us, and Sarah made these great caricatures of us. And some descriptions of the rewards and our stretch goals, and a little bit about our Summer Science Investigator Society, and some sneak peeks of our worksheets, and the little final image, mystery solved.
That's adorable. I see you've definitely worked your lead image from the last time we looked at it.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you can go. I noticed also that you've already released your 4th newsletter entry.
Yes, we did.
Correctly. I think that's amazing. I was wondering if you could share a little bit about the whole thinking behind, the fact that you've got a 4th newsletter entry out already, considering, how recently you launched your newsletter for this.
Yeah, well, here's a sample from week 3. And it's basically Nikki and Ricky guiding kids through the steps of the scientific method and the basics of storytelling in order to create their own nature mystery comic starring themselves. So they're basically doing exactly what Nikki and Ricky do in their stories. They find a question, some kind of weird thing going on in nature, like why are there holes in this leaf? What's going on with this leaf? And then they might run a few experiments to find out what's going on. They might test, is it a caterpillar eating this leaf? Is it some kind of a fungus or mold? What's going on with this leaf? And then once they have the results, they analyze it and they present it as their comic. So every single step along the way, you've got a little bit of scientific method and you've got a little bit of story structure. And after Nikki and Ricky tell their little thing, you get the worksheet parts where you get to do it yourself.
It's truly impressive. I mean, seriously, like the amount of work that you've put in and the amount that's evident, I'm impressed. I have high expectations for the response.
Can I ask, is this a newsletter that you're sending out through your own newsletter?
It's our shared newsletter that we're sending out through our Baffling Birds website that's connected to our crowdfunder. So when they sign up for the Investigator Society to get their free comics, they'll also be getting our crowdfunder announcements.
Oh, can you explain how you set that up?
Crowdfunder, apparently you can transfer your mailing list to Crowdfunder from the page for the book. So that's what we've done.
So sorry. So you're getting people who are signing up through Crowdfunder and that's going to your mailing list, or the reverse? People are signing up to your
they're
mailing
signing
list?
up for the books, knowing that it's a crowdfunder. So when they sign up, they get access to our free comic templates for these worksheets. And they also are signing up to be alerted to our crowdfunder progress. So they'll automatically be part of our crowdfunder mailing list.
Oh, wow. That does sound really cool. I think I have to go to your website and see how that works.
Yeah, that's super smart. That's great.
Super impressive, I think.
Well,
I think.
And you can see the amazing job that Sarah's done with our lovely covers there and the wonderful worksheets that we've been making. And she's been doing her own experiment. That's where the leaf came from. She's been experimenting with a leaf that has holes in it. And she so far realized it's not caterpillars. So she's still working to figure out what it is.
So, can you guys, those of you who are also on this call, can you guys put your URLs into the comments so people can click through to them?
I can stop sharing.
You're good on the sharing part, yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, that's a great idea, Janna. Everyone should just take a second to like add their comment or add their URL to the comments section so that it could just be populated everywhere.
This whole experience is making me realize, yeah, there's a lot of potential for live streaming, but it's good to probably have a plan in advance. So thinking about what you're going to say and then having your links ready and being able to share them so that people can click through in real time, having imagery. Somebody just knocked on my front door, so I'm going to leave for a second.
All right, I'm just gonna, yeah. So that leaves 5 of us, and
yeah, I think to Janna's point, I mean, sorry, or can I jump in or just?
Yeah, please go right ahead.
Yeah, I think just to Janna's point, like one of the, just thinking of the different opportunities to do this, of like what works well, things like that. Like this is it's awesome for like panelists, like having the 5 of us or 6 of us that we're here is pretty cool. And like interchanging between people. Like I know a while back we had that chat with like the other crowdfunder people, and that was awesome. That would be great use for this. If there's ever like a more another like a bigger author that we want to invite, like even having like 2 or 3 people like interviewing or Q&A or whatever it is, it's a great opportunity for that. It sounds like that's what you use it mainly for, right, Patrick?
Yeah, that's what I have myself, and I have a co-host, and then we'll invite 1 or 2 other. I mean, the largest number of folks that we had was 3 animators who worked on the new Disney Plus show Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai. So we had like the art director, one of the associate producers, and one of the animators. So it was 5 of us all together, just chit-chatting, and that was awesome. A lot of fun. But you could see like how they've worked together so long, how I pretty much didn't have to do anything because they were just like going back and forth and just like chatting away. But yeah, often it's like a trio. And then what happens, like, you know, when they don't have anything and we're just coming to them because they're, you know, so-and-so, you know, it's just a conversation. But like other times when we're going to spotlight somebody's campaign or do like what I call a live launch, right? They're launching their campaign that day. And actually we did this with one comic, which turns out to be the very first all Native American super team as a comic book, right? Written by a person I know, John Proudstar, who you might recognize if you watch the FX show Reservation Dogs, because he's on it, but he's got this comic that's like about Native Americans for Native Americans. And so we did a live launch on the show, and it was myself, my co-host Curtis, John Proudstar, and the artist, and it was 4 of us. And then what we did, we just spent most of the time just what we were doing here. We just did the screen share, and we just went through the whole campaign, talked about the rewards and, you know, the inspiration behind it. And that filled up an hour like nothing, because we would just, you know, we would play the campaign videos. We had our own videos to play. The cool thing about a little bit of preparation is that we can like load videos and have like videos in the system that we could just press play as like a commercial break or something.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But maybe you can tell that this live streaming has given me the ability to just talk extemporaneously, right? I could just keep going, and, you know, I'll breathe through my feet later.
So Bonnie had a question about Marie's email crowdfunder connection.
Oh, should I could share my screen again and show what we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I share entire screen, and I go over here. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is our main book website, Baffling Birds, and here's where we have the link to our newsletter. And this is where, if you sign up here, you get access to our worksheets, and you also get access to our updates about Crowdfunder. And since our Crowdfunder isn't live yet, over here, once it becomes live, the people that sign up will also be signed up here. And that's how it works.
So is the sign up form something that you got from Crowdfunder?
No, we didn't get it from Crowdfunder, but they explained to us when we had our meeting how we could transfer it and make them work together.
So what platform are you using for email marketing?
I think it's MailChimp.
Okay.
That's Sarah's one.
Okay.
I have the Crowdfunder page, and she has the Baffling Birds page.
So basically, in some way, you connected your MailChimp account with Crowdfunder.
Yeah. Ooh, great. Yes.
Oh,
Are they actually? Oh,
cool.
sorry.
That's
Are
what
they actually integrated? Like
no,
if
you
someone
have
updates
to
it?
actually move them. You have to actually do it.
Okay.
There's a way to do it. And we're going to do that as soon as we go live. But right now, this is where you sign up for the access to our worksheets and for information about our Crowdfunder when it launches. And then once they know that it launches, then of course they'll be free to contribute if they like.
Okay, so from MailChimp, you export like a Excel sheet or something, then you import it back in your Crowdfunder.
Something like that. We'll figure it out.
Okay. But it's not live updated, is what I'm
No,
saying.
it's
like
our Crowdfunder's not live until July 6th. So when it's live, that's when the link will happen.
Okay, cool.
That's amazing. You're so ahead of the curve. That's amazing. You're teaching me stuff.
It's awesome.
So yeah, but this is our basic website for the books themselves. This is our little countdown.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that. And that's where people can join our Summer Science Investigator Society. And of course we have our tabs about our graphic novels, reiterating about what each of the books is about and what they can expect. We have our updates so that they'll know what to expect as and get a little bit of, bonuses. We made a bonus comic for the solstice, which you can't see because I'm not actually signed in. But if you were a member of the Science Investigator Society, you'd be able to see our bonus comic. If I were signed in, you'd be able to see it. And here's our little about us. So all that is also on the Crowdfunder page.
I saw that Bonnie said, I was hoping for simplicity, but it's awesome that you knew how to do all of this. But what's really cool is that Crowdfunder was helping you, right, Marie? Like they were really walking you through this.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. So it was really great that they offered the meeting and that Rachel, she was the lady from Crowdfunder that was helping us. She walked me through creating the page, how all the different bits worked, how we would be able to transfer our mailing list to Crowdfunder once we launch, because we worked really hard to be building it, and all of that thing, how to make how to put our pictures in, how to make new tabs, things like that.
Yeah, I feel like we owe a huge shout out to Crowdfunder for organizing the Kids in YA Spotlight event and for how incredibly hands-on they have been with helping the creators who are doing campaigns with all the technical stuff.
Yeah, they're super helpful. They get, and any questions, they get right back to you. It's pretty amazing.
It's true. And here, as a result, I'm going to give them a little fancy banner.
The ticker tape, yay! So can each of you remind us again, what date is your crowdfunding campaign going live?
July 6th.
Okay.
Might even be tonight, but July 1st for sure. So yeah, check it out. But I think I'm just taking one last look over it, but very soon. July 1st.
Mine is scheduled for July 13th. I'm totally not ready, but I just want to, I set my bar pretty low and I'm just going to go for it anyway. I want to do it.
Yes.
Just do it. Just do it.
That's
Your
great.
work looks much more ready than you're giving yourself credit for, so keep at it.
It's beautiful.
Well, thanks. I appreciate the encouragement.
We're nicely staggered then. Yeah, mine's July 10th. So.
Okay.
That's awesome. So one thing I'm always constantly harping upon is just the value of supporting each other, and like just like what Roger said about having those staggered dates gives you all lots of opportunities to work with each other to like have one more update, whether it's a newsletter update or it's a social media update, but you have one more update that is specifically towards supporting one of these other campaigns, using their imagery, using their tags. So this way it's not just about, me, support me, right? Like the option to be able to say, hey, while I got your attention, why don't you share some support with someone else? That goes a long way towards creating authenticity for your own project. That's like a key lesson that I've learned on my crowdfunding journey. So right here, and then there's plenty of there's at least as many other members who aren't on this call who have dates that line up with the dates that I've heard here and that fill in the gaps. Incidentally, I was thinking of launching mine on July 21st because that's going to be invite an alien to live in your home day. And since my book is about, extraterrestrial, and it's a sci-fi princess story, right? But not all princesses need saving. So I figure the alien invasion theme might work appropriately, but I might move it forward just for to fill in some gaps. But
so I would love it if everybody, the day that your campaign launches, if you could post an announcement inside Kids Comics Unite, and just describe your project and let us know where we can go to support it.
Okay.
In fact, I would say give everyone like a 24-hour notice sort of thing. Make it like, these are the last 24 hours before the campaign launches, right? So this way you give us, those of us who maybe sleep late or don't check things out until earlier, we have that extra day to head on over there. So
do you guys know how to create an article in Kids Comics Unite? Not everybody knows. Should I try to show that, Patrick?
That sounds great. Let's
all right, let's give it a try. I'm gonna try this too. Okay, so present, share screen, Kids Comics Unite. Okay, can you guys see it?
Not yet.
Okay, it probably takes.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see it now?
Yes.
All right. So when you are looking at the feed here, and there's this create button here, click on create, and I guess we'll put it in general. That's sort of general announcements. And then you get this menu here. There's go live, quick post, article, question, or chat. If you click on article, then it's basically like a blog post. So you can have a title, and then you can add, your text, and you can add images by clicking here and then click and find an image. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. So I think that's a really good way to share, because it allows you to have more formatting control, and you can make it look really nice.
Fancy. You can't save though, like you can't do it beforehand. It's like all one and done.
I think you can. Yes. Well, I can. I'm pretty sure everybody can. Yes.
Okay.
You can save a draft. Yeah. And then you can also, well, again, I'm not 100% sure, because I'm a host on Kids Comics Unite, so I'm not 100% sure on what the differences are between my capabilities and the capabilities of members, but I can schedule posts, and so I think other people can.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tinker with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Patrick. Thanks, Janna.
Yeah, we've
Thanks,
hit
everyone else. Awesome.
we've hit the 1 hour and 7 minutes mark. We covered a ton of stuff, I think.
Yeah, I think this was really great. I'm glad you guys showed up. I think taking the leap off the cliff to do a crowdfunding campaign is huge. And then I think live streaming and presenting your project live, that's also a huge leap. So congrats. Yay.
This is awesome. And this is just the first step, right? We want to do this sort of live stream, but one-on-one with me and each of you over the course of your campaign. So let's get in touch and figure out when it would work, when you think us live streaming will have the most impact on your campaign, and then we could work something out, and it can just be me and you, or me and the creative team, however it works. But that's like one more thing we want to do as like studio, for studio members.
Can I say one thing about that? Mm-hmm. I was thinking that when it comes to doing some sort of an event to promote your book, and this sort of ties in with what you were saying, Patrick, about sharing the love and providing value as a way to gather support. I think it's really cool if you can think of a hook for your whatever event it is that you're live streaming for your book that has some sort of value for whatever the specific audience is. So in the case of doing a live stream that's kind of aimed at the Kids Comics Unite audience, obviously those are fellow creators. So they're going to want to know any sort of behind the scenes information, like maybe your creative process, or how you set up your marketing campaign, or, how you're connecting with your local community, or whatever it might be that you feel like is relevant to your specific project. So that when you promote the live stream, you are talking about A, your crowdfunder, but also B, some specific topic that creators are going to be like, oh, I want to learn about that.
Sage wisdom, Janna.
Cool. Yay. Oh, Jeff is asking, do you want feedback from viewers' perspective on the live stream experience over at KCU? Maybe I should jump into Kids Comics Unite and create a quick post saying, we just got off the live stream and we want to get feedback. And then Jeff and anybody else who's watching, you guys can give us feedback.
That sounds awesome. All right. So with that, look, we're about to hit the 10-minute mark. So we could probably use that as a reason to close the stream. So what I'm going to do is play that live stream intro as an outro, and that'll be how we wrap things up. So thanks everyone for joining us on this experiment. Thanks for those of you who watched, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Right.